I have always found dreams interesting, but after today, I have developed an entirely new appreciation for them. I embarked on this little experiment to translate my dreams into short stories, and boy, it was like diving headfirst into the most enchanting universe. I felt as if I were an astronaut, exploring the vast cosmos of my subconscious and unveiling layers upon layers of imagination that I didn't even know I was capable of. So I was talking about it with Midori and Kiyoshi in our group chat, and guess what? It spurred a surprising thread on dreams. Midori is considering adding a twist to her graphic novel with subplots inspired by dreams. Can you imagine the magic she could create with that? Right in the middle of our profound discussion, Kiyoshi revealed that he dreams of exotic recipes. Perhaps we might just see a dream-inspired dish on his menu soon. Who would believe the crazy places where inspiration can come from, right? We even discussed the new BTS album design that I missed today. Midori and Kiyoshi swear it's a visual masterpiece, so I guess I'm in for some design inspiration tonight. Oh, and Kiyoshi, always hungry for two things, praise for his cooking and actual food, led us towards a tangential conversation about the new sushi place in town. I mean, seriously, we switched topics faster than a sports car switching gears. Next thing we know, we're all voting for Team Sushi, much to Kiyoshi's chagrin. He jokingly threatened to remember this at our next ramen batch, and bam, instant regret. We chose to surrender without a fight, at least for the sake of his ramen. Anyway, this creative writing exploration made me feel so alive. It was like a little storyteller emerging from within, inspired by an ethereal dream world. Perhaps I found a new hobby, or who knows, maybe even the next bestseller is in the making. I had such a delightful surprise today. I decided to take everyone back to where it all started, to the place where we first met and shared some priceless memories. Yes, I'm talking about our beloved university. I organized a surprise picnic for our university friends at Han River Park. It was surreal, watching everyone's face light up as they spotted familiar faces in the midst of busy Seoul. We sat under the cerulean sky sharing stories, exchanging laughs, just like the old days. Seeing Hana, Kim Sungjae, Song Joon-ki, Midori, Minsu, Lee-mei, Sunwoo, Dihun, and Kiyoshi all together was truly a sight. The best part is, they all thought it was just another casual meetup. They had no idea I'd planned this intricate surprise. It wasn't just about reminiscing the past, but about appreciating our journey. The way we've grown and evolved while still maintaining this awesome bond, it's something. As we munched on sandwiches and sipped our drinks, we swapped memories of those bustling university days. Each of it was a testament of how long we've come together. Midori and Kiyoshi, as chatty as ever, couldn't join us, but our WhatsApp chat ensured their presence. Midori asked about the lunar eclipse last night, which I missed due to the picnic preparations. Well, that's one stargazing opportunity gone. Kiyoshi, true to his foodie self, sliding in his food banter, asking beat-around-the-bush stuff about his cooking course. You remember how he loves to experiment with his cooking, right? So, unable to resist his food talks, we ended up planning a mini food festival. Guess who's getting the sushi station? The master cook himself, Kiyoshi. I do hope he doesn't make us guinea pigs to his new experiments, though. Anyway, it's fun bickering and planning with him. Now that I'm home, sitting on my couch with a cup of warm mugwort tea, I am flooded with an overwhelming sense of nostalgia and a newfound appreciation for the present. Looking at the fun-filled photos, reminiscing our crazy chats and outburst of laughter, I feel a surge of rejuvenating energy. It's just unbelievable how well everything turned out. Assuming the commitment role did give me a few anxious moments, but the smiles on everyone's faces made it all worthwhile. Oh, and Kiyoshi, he recommended us to try something, a boba tea cheesecake. Sounds tempting, right? We should definitely give it a try next time we hang out. Now that the picnic has wrapped up, I have to start gearing up for the mini food festival. That's another project in itself. So Kiyoshi was curious if I took on any new projects, and guess what I told him? I mentioned about my new fascination, how I have ventured into something different from work, something related to flora. You remember, right? The little project I told you about. Yes, that's right. I started cultivating orchids. I know it seems odd, but the process is so sophisticated and I just found myself drawn towards it. It's not quite like designing a new EV prototype, but it demands the same kind of creative meticulousness, which I find intriguing. Midori found it to be interesting, too. Her curiosity about how much care orchids require. Honestly, I think she's secretly thinking about painting them. Midori has that magical way of weaving art into everything she comes across, doesn't she? And trust Kiyoshi to somehow make this about food again. He equated the intricate process of growing these delicate beings to his secret barbecue sauce recipe. Can you imagine? Orchids and barbecue sauce. I warned him not to end up using orchids in his sauce, though. Jokes apart, it was a light-hearted analogy that cracked us all up and somehow veered our conversation towards design and art. When it comes to the relationship between cooking and designing, Kiyoshi does have point, though. They both require this perfect blend of technique and creativity, of precision and passion. Would you believe that we were even getting philosophical about different art forms? Midori pitched in too. The whole scenario was so interesting. Be it designing, gardening, or cooking, each one of us dabbles on our own canvas, Asset Midori rightly put it. Just as Kiyoshi deep dives into his experiments with food, and Midori sketches her world on paper, I play with design frameworks, and now I'm even nurturing orchids, each in our unique way. It's funny how these conversations make our everyday life feel larger, isn't it? Today, as I am now knee-deep into the world of orchids, I find the contrast of our parallel universes quite amusing. My living room feels like a mini rainforest with all the orchids around. I wonder how different it is from Midori's studio or Kiyoshi's kitchen.